Hello, today we will be talking about question word order, so how to construct a proper question in English. And to do so, we will use a simple trick called Quasvo. So without further ado, let's dive on in. First of all, Quasvo is an acronym to help us remember the order of the elements of a question. So here in the first place, we have QU, which stands for question word. Then we have A for auxiliary, S for subject, V for verb, and O stands for object or other for the rest of the sentence. So this is the order in which the different elements should appear in a question. This still may seem vague, so we will go over examples for each of these elements. So for question words, we have a few examples here, like who, which would be a question word about a person, what, for a thing or an idea, and so on with when, where, why, or how. Next, for the auxiliaries, we have do, does, did. We can also use the verb to be, is, am, are. Now, there are also many more we could use, but here are a few examples to give you a good idea. For the subject, we have a few examples here, like he, she, it, which would be pronouns we can use. We also have nouns such as time, home, school, name. It could also be many words like your age, my class. So this is a very limited list of subjects we could use in a question. Finally, for verb, we have verb live, to eat, to like. We can also use the continuous form of a verb, such as going, talking, looking. Now, if we put all of this together, we can get a question such as, where do you live? An answer to this could be, I live near the bank. So I set up a chart here to separate each element of the question. So as we can see, the question word is where in this sentence, and the auxiliary is do. Notice here how we do not have an object in this question. So this is perfectly normal because we do not need every element to make a question necessarily. The object can often not be included. They just simply need to be in the right order. Moving on with another example. Do you like sushi? So the answer could be no, I do not like sushi. If we take a look at the chart, we can see that there is no question word. Now, this is because this is a yes-no question. The only expected answers are either yes or no. So when making a yes-no question, we do not put a question word. So on the other hand, we can have a question such as, why don't you like sushi? Notice here every single slot is filled up in the chart, and including the question word. This is because this is not a yes-no question, because we are expecting a reason why you don't like sushi. So, since it's not a yes-no question, we must add a question word. Also note that questions can be in the negative form, such as you can see here. So let's quickly go over the verb to be. It can take different shapes, as like in the present, am, are, is, or in the past, it could be was, were. So this is useful when making questions with the verb to be. Using the verb to be in questions is a bit special because the rules change here. Even though it is a verb, it will not be in the verb position of a question. Instead, it is used as the auxiliary. In this example, where are you from? Are, which is the verb to be, is the auxiliary, and no verb. Another example, is this your school? No question word because this is a yes-no question. The verb to be in the auxiliary position, and no verb. What was your job? Was, the verb to be, in the auxiliary, no verb, and in this case, no object. So we just have to remember with the verb to be, even if it is a verb, we do not put it in the verb position, but in the auxiliary position. So that's all for this grammar capsule about question word order and quasi-vo. I invite you to follow this link for more information and for more examples on what we have just discussed. All right, goodbye.